My uncle was told he'd be on diabetes medication for life, but 3 months later, his doctor took him off everything, thanks to 3 leaves you probably walk past every day. I dug deep into case reports and natural remedy studies, and even spoke to an herbalist who treats metabolic syndrome with traditional leaves used in remote villages. What I discovered shocked me. These 3 remarkable leaves have the power to destroy diabetes, eliminate bad cholesterol, and melt stubborn belly fat in ways that left medical professionals stunned. The pharmaceutical companies don't want this information getting out. Why? Because these natural remedies cost pennies compared to the expensive medications they sell for hundreds of dollars each month. When my uncle's doctor saw his blood work, he couldn't believe it. "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it," he said. His A1C had dropped from 8.7 to 5.6. His cholesterol had normalized, and he'd lost 37 pounds of dangerous belly fat, all without side effects. I'm about to share the exact 3-leaf miracle combination that transformed my uncle's health. These aren't exotic plants from the Amazon rainforest. They're common leaves that grow all around us, hiding in plain sight with their healing powers largely unknown to most people. Get ready. What you'll learn today could save you or someone you love from a lifetime of medication, suffering, and medical bills. This information changed everything for my family, and it might just do the same for yours. The first miracle leaf that helped save my uncle is the olive leaf. While most people are familiar with olive oil, few realize that the leaf of the olive tree contains compounds up to 40 times more potent than the oil itself. The secret lies in a substance called oleuropein, which has been shown in multiple clinical studies to regulate blood sugar, improve cholesterol profiles, and activate fat-burning enzymes, specifically in the abdominal area. When my uncle first started taking olive leaf extract, he noticed changes within just days. His constant thirst began to subside. His energy levels improved dramatically, and his glucose monitor readings that had stubbornly remained high started dropping consistently. Research published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that oleuropein actually mimics insulin's effects in the body, helping move glucose from the bloodstream into cells where it's needed. But unlike insulin injections, it does this gradually and naturally, without causing dangerous blood sugar crashes. For cholesterol management, olive leaf works through multiple pathways simultaneously. It helps prevent the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, reduces the production of new cholesterol in the liver, and enhances the body's natural ability to process and eliminate excess cholesterol. Olive leaf contains compounds that specifically target visceral fat, the dangerous fat that surrounds your organs and drives inflammation throughout your body. These compounds activate enzymes that essentially tell your body to stop storing fat and start burning it instead. My uncle began noticing his pants fitting looser around the waist within just 3 weeks. By the 2-month mark, he'd dropped 2 belt sizes, focusing mainly on the dangerous belly fat that had concerned his doctors for years. Of course, this is shared for educational purposes only. Everyone's body is different, and any changes to your health routine should always be discussed with your doctor. The second miracle leaf that transformed my uncle's health was Moringa, often called the tree of life in many cultures, and for good reason. Moringa contains an extraordinary array of bioactive compounds that work together to regulate blood sugar through multiple mechanisms simultaneously. This multi-pathway approach is what makes it so effective, where single-target medications often fail. When researchers conducted a controlled study on Moringa for diabetes, they were stunned to find it reduced fasting blood glucose by an average of 28%, comparable to prescription medication, but without the digestive side effects that plague many patients. What makes Moringa particularly valuable is its remarkable nutrient density. It contains all essential amino acids, numerous antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and a unique profile of vitamins and minerals specifically needed for proper glucose metabolism. The herbalist I consulted explained that in traditional medicine, Moringa is considered a complete remedy because it addresses both the symptoms and the underlying nutritional deficiencies that contribute to metabolic disorders. For cholesterol management, moringa works through its high content of plant sterols that block cholesterol absorption in the intestines, similar to how certain prescription drugs work, but through natural pathways that the body recognizes. My uncle's experience matched the research. His total cholesterol dropped from 246 to 189, and his good cholesterol increased significantly, changes his doctor described as remarkable without medication. Moringa's impact on belly fat comes from its high concentration of compounds that specifically inhibit the formation of new fat cells while increasing the breakdown of existing ones. What's particularly impressive is how it seems to target visceral fat specifically, the dangerous fat around your organs that drives inflammation and disease. By the second month, my uncle's inflammatory markers had dropped significantly, and his waist measurement had decreased by nearly 4 inches, even though his weight loss had been moderate. This indicated he was losing the dangerous internal fat while preserving muscle mass, exactly the healthy pattern we hope for. The third and perhaps most powerful leaf in my uncle's recovery was Banaba leaf, a remedy that's been used for centuries in Southeast Asia, specifically for what they traditionally called sugar sickness. What makes Banaba leaf extraordinary is a compound called corosolic acid, which researchers discovered acts as a glucose transport activator, essentially helping your cells absorb glucose without requiring additional insulin. This is revolutionary for people with insulin resistance, where the body produces insulin, but cells don't respond properly to it. In one controlled study, those taking Banaba extract saw their blood glucose levels decrease by an average of 30% within just 60 minutes of a glucose challenge test. Even more impressive, these benefits continued to improve over the study period, suggesting that Banaba helps restore the body's natural glucose regulation systems over time. My uncle's experience reflected this research perfectly. Within the first week of adding Banaba to his regimen, his post-meal blood sugar spikes became less severe. By week 3, his fasting numbers had dropped from the 130-140 range down to 95-105 consistently. And most impressively, the morning blood sugar spikes that had plagued him for years gradually disappeared. For cholesterol management, Banaba contains unique compounds that specifically target the enzymes responsible for cholesterol production in the liver. In essence, it naturally does what statin drugs attempt to do, but without the common side effects. When it comes to belly fat, Banaba leaf works by activating specific enzymes that break down stored fat to be used as energy. This effect is especially pronounced in abdominal fat cells, which contain more hormone receptors than fat cells in other areas of the body. My uncle noticed his weight loss accelerated once he added Banaba to his routine. While the first month using just olive leaf and moringa resulted in about 13 pounds of weight loss, adding Banaba helped him lose an additional 24 pounds over the following 2 months, mainly from his midsection, exactly where his doctor had been most concerned. The real magic happened when my uncle combined all 3 leaves. Their complementary mechanisms created what researchers call a multi-target approach, addressing different aspects of metabolic syndrome simultaneously. Each leaf controls blood sugar through different pathways, addresses various aspects of cholesterol balance, and targets fat metabolism in complementary ways. Together, they create a comprehensive solution that addresses all aspects of metabolic dysfunction. When my uncle showed me his medical records from before and after using this combination, the changes were stunning. His fasting blood glucose had normalized, his HbA1c had dropped below the diabetes threshold, his cholesterol and triglycerides had dramatically improved, and his inflammation markers had plummeted. His waist circumference had decreased by 8 inches. His doctor was so impressed, he asked what medication combination had created such dramatic improvements. When my uncle explained he wasn't taking any prescription drugs, just these 3 leaves, his doctor was initially skeptical, then amazed, and finally asked for information to share with other patients. If you're inspired by my uncle's transformation, here's exactly how he implemented these 3 miracle leaves into his daily routine. Each morning, he would prepare what he called his metabolism tea using dried olive leaf, moringa leaf, and banaba leaf, steeped in hot water for about 8 minutes. Sometimes he would add a small cinnamon stick and a slice of fresh ginger. He would sip this throughout his morning. Before his two largest meals of the day, my uncle would take standardized extracts of all three leaves with a full glass of water about 15-20 minutes before eating. To combat the afternoon energy slump around 3 to 4 p.m. when cravings often strike, he'd make a simple shake with unsweetened almond milk, small amounts of each leaf powder, and some healthy fats to enhance absorption. He discovered that consistency was far more important than dosage. Taking smaller amounts regularly produced better results than larger amounts occasionally. Quality matters tremendously. He tried several brands before finding premium, standardized extracts that produced noticeably better results. Hydration enhanced the effectiveness of these leaves. He made sure to drink plenty of water daily, which both improved the absorption of the active compounds and supported kidney function. While results began quickly, they continued improving over time. The 3-month mark seemed to be where the most dramatic improvements occurred, suggesting these leaves help heal underlying metabolic function rather than just temporarily masking symptoms. Adding just 15 minutes of walking after meals significantly enhanced the benefits of this 3-leaf approach. Based on my uncle's experience and the research I've reviewed, here's what you might expect. Within the first week, you may notice reduced thirst, more stable energy levels, fewer cravings, improved digestion, and better mood stability. By the end of week 2, you might see noticeable reductions in blood glucose, initial fat loss, better sleep quality, and a reduction in joint pain and general inflammation. By the 1-month mark, many people experience significant improvements in all blood glucose readings, noticeable reduction in waist circumference, initial improvements in cholesterol profiles, substantially reduced cravings, and better energy for daily activities. By 3 months, when my uncle saw his most dramatic results, you might experience normalization of blood glucose levels, substantial improvements in long-term blood sugar markers, major reductions in cholesterol and triglycerides, significant loss of visceral fat, reduced inflammation, and improved organ function markers. My uncle noticed that, unlike medications that often lose effectiveness over time, these natural remedies actually became more effective with continued use. This aligns with research suggesting they help heal underlying metabolic function rather than merely masking symptoms. My uncle's journey from dependent on diabetes medication to completely medication-free changed our entire family's perspective on natural healing. These 3 common leaves, olive leaf, moringa leaf, and banaba leaf, accomplished what years of prescription medications couldn't, addressing the root causes of his metabolic dysfunction. Today, 2 years later, my uncle remains medication-free. His doctor now uses him as a case study for other patients, showing them his before and after lab work as evidence of what's possible. At 67 years old, he has more energy than he did at 50, maintains a healthy weight without struggling, and his blood work looks better than many people half his age. I want to be completely clear. I'm not suggesting anyone stop taking their medications or ignore medical advice. What I am suggesting is that these powerful natural remedies deserve serious consideration as part of your overall health strategy, in partnership with your healthcare provider. The pharmaceutical industry spends billions convincing us that complex health problems require expensive synthetic solutions. My uncle's experience suggests otherwise, that sometimes the most powerful healing compounds are found in the simple leaves that grow all around us. If you're wondering where to start or looking for high-quality versions of these 3 leaves, I've placed direct Amazon links for each one in the video description below. If you found this information valuable, please subscribe to our channel for more life-changing natural health insights. Give this video a thumbs up so others can discover these solutions too. And don't forget to share this with anyone in your life who's struggling with diabetes, cholesterol issues, or stubborn weight gain. Remember, your body has an amazing capacity to heal when given the right tools. These 3 miracle leaves might just be the tools your body has been waiting for.